Hello YouTube, this is Captain Nav. I hope you are all doing well. Below the cloud cover is the beautiful island of St Maarten in the Caribbean, and today we'll fly the VOR Zulu runway 10. I will also use this video as a tutorial on how to fly a VOR approach on the PMDG 777. So first thing we'll do, of course, is to set up the approach. We'll go into departure arrival, select VOR Zulu 10. Uluba interception, set up the correct course 096 and execute. Just check the legs page is correct, all looks good, and the missed approach, it's a hard altitude 4000 feet, so we'll set 4000 feet. What we can do now is to go on VNAV, descent page, and enter 230 knots as is our current speed. So 230 and execute. The approach ref page is all set up, flap 30, 137 knots. And then we'll go to the fix page, and we'll enter the final approach fix, the beer, so that we have a visual representation on the navigation display of where the final approach fix is. Nowadays, believe it or not, to fly a VOR approach you don't actually need the VOR itself, but at the moment the automatic tuning function displays the Papa Juliet mic, and what we'll do is that we'll manually tune it, a little M appearing, 113.0, just to make sure we don't lose the display in case the automatic function tunes another VOR during the approach. It's always nice to have the VOR displayed on DND, and we can also set the courses 096 on each side. We are done with the FMC, and now we'll set the minima. That's 500 feet from the chart. 500 feet set, and auto brake 3. It's a fairly short runway, and that's pretty much it at this stage. We can start our descent to 2600 feet, and we'll go flight level change. We are on some kind of downwind vectors at the moment, and we'll just adjust the heading 270, give ourselves a bit more room on the downwind leg, and set now the up speed to 20 knots, and as I said earlier on, we can go to the VNAV page and match the speed to 20 knots. Execute. This approach is actually giving me the opportunity to show you how to fly a VOR approach when under radar vectors. It is slightly different from a normal kind of procedural VOR approach, and something that is not usually done. Anyway, we are on a heading of 275 degrees, descending at 2600 feet, and we'll start reducing the speed. So we'll go for flap 1 and set speed 200 knots in the MCP, and also in the descent page 200. So speed and execute. You can see on the right hand side of the navigation display with the altitude deviation indicator that we are a little bit high at the moment. It's not too bad. The speed is coming back towards flap 1 speed, so the rate of descent is gonna increase, which is good. And you can see the green banana, as I call it, on the navigation display is coming back closer to the aircraft, which is good. Anyway, we'll go for flap 5 and set 180 knots. And once again I will set 180 as well in the descent page. Now we have the desired speed in the FMC descent page. We can engage VNAV, and the speed window blanks, and 180 is displayed on the PFD here, which is good. VNAV speed is non-shaded, And at this stage we can open the speed window again, regain control of the speed manually through the MCP. So we'll turn base leg on a heading of approximately 185, and we're still a little bit high on the profile, but slowly coming back, which is all good. So what I expect next is to catch up on the VNAV profile, which is actually not far from happening now. You can see that the deviation indicator on the PFD and also on the ND are slowly coming back up, and here is there. So it's almost catching up, and VNAV path is now enunciated. So we've captured the vertical profile, and you can see also the rate of descent is decreasing. The aircraft is actually almost leveling off, adding a bit of power to maintain the speed, and we'll try to bring the aircraft as close in as possible to Uluba and give ourselves a good intercept for the final approach course. We are maintaining a heading of 150 at the moment, just waiting a little bit more, and now heading 125. And the next thing we have to do now is to wait a little bit until the turn is almost complete and the wings are almost level again, and then engage airnav. Airnav is captured. We can change the track now and set the final approach track 096 and the runway track as well. So you can see the airnav is doing a good job. It's taking the aircraft on the final approach course. In the meantime, I set the altitude to 1600 feet, which is the altitude that the final approach fix. So now we are all nicely established on the final approach track. We can start coming back on the speed, so flaps 15 and set 160 knots. And we have now speed, LNAV and VNAV path displayed on the FMA. And we are pretty much all good. We'll see if the final approach track is slightly offset. I believe it is, not by much though. So once we get visual, which we are starting to be, you'll see that the runway is not straight ahead of us, slightly on the side, but we'll deal with that later on. Our next concern is to make sure we're gonna cross the final approach fix, the beer, at 1600 feet or above, which looks like it's gonna be the case. So we can reset 500 feet in the MCP for the MDA. So we're all set up. We'll go for a gear down, flaps 20, arm the speed brake, and display the landing checklist.
2500.
At this stage it looks all good. We're just waiting for the gear to come down. Now we can go for flaps 30, and our final approach speed will be 142 as VRF plus 5. And we are still in cloud, waiting for the flaps to get into their final position. And the landing checklist is complete. We'll close the display, and for a bit of assistance I'll display the flight path vector on the PFD. So breaking out of cloud now, nice visual, but as expected slightly offset, so we'll need to maneuver the aircraft to line up on the runway extended center line. The beer is at the correct altitude, so it's all good. So the last thing we need to do now is to reset the missed approach altitude. So we'll go to the MCP and set 4000 feet. Which is set now. and we are all good to go. So if we have to go around, the missed approach altitude is set and the aircraft will climb to the altitude. If we have to go around, there will be a toggle called like go around flap 20, positive climb, gear up, and follow the nav. Anyway, I don't want to go around. This approach is nicely stabilized. Hopefully everything will go well, and we have everything set. We have runway track 096, 4000 feet. So I'll disconnect the autopilot and fly the approach manually. Go flight director, and we'll recycle the flight director to turn them off, and the pilot monitoring flight director back on. So we've got now a track hold and vertical speed, and it's basically a safety feature. Once we fly VOR approach, we can't follow the VNAV path all the way with the flight director, because it will give us incorrect indication as we get closer to the runway. So we've got to switch the flight director off and the pilot monitoring back on.
500 minimums.
Landing. So now gentle corrections to line up with the runway center line and maintain the vertical profile. We've got 2 whites, 2 reds, so it's all looking good. Nice scenery in the background, looking very nice. I'm not gonna land in the water, don't panic. Looks like it. All looking good. Expecting to cross the threshold at 50 feet.
40, 30, 20.
Gentle flare, and the aircraft is sitting nicely on the center line. Speed brakes up, reversers, and here we are in sunny St Maarten. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, then you can give me a thumbs up. If you want to see similar content, then please subscribe. Like always, I will leave you with a fun replay. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.